Taylor Sheridan's seven-season Yellowstone plan is happening, just not the way Kevin Costner expected. The expected 7 seasons of Yellowstone are still essentially happening in a very unexpected way. After more than a year of delays and controversy surrounding the highly anticipated Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, creator Taylor Sheridan appears to be moving forward with the conclusion of his celebrated series without the inclusion of Kevin Costner's protagonist, John Dutton. Reports of behind-the-scenes conflicts between Sheridan and Costner have made the completion of Yellowstone ambiguous. Although the John Dutton era of Yellowstone is set to end with the original series, Sheridan has several Yellowstone spin-offs in various stages of development, including a Matthew McConaughey-led sequel. Costner has recently expressed his desire to return to the Yellowstone franchise in some capacity, but details about whether he will return for the final 6 episodes are being kept under wraps. Part of Costner's decision to exit Yellowstone was to focus on his Horizon movie series, the first of which hits theaters on June 28, 2024. Yellowstone is still officially ending with Season 5, but with Case, Beth, and Rip expected to appear in a sequel series, plus Jimmy in 6666, Yellowstone Seasons 6 and 7 are essentially still happening, just under a different name. The sequel series starring Matthew McConaughey, which has a working title of 2024, will basically continue the Yellowstone original series, but will shift the focus away from John Dutton. The return of Case, Beth, and Rip in the upcoming Yellowstone series demonstrates that the celebrated series isn't exactly ending, in a way. The various spin-off series will also keep the spirit of Yellowstone alive as well. 6666 will take place at the historic Four Sixes Ranch and will follow Jimmy from Yellowstone, who was sent to the ranch by John Dutton and ended up falling in love with the place so much that he decided to stay. Following the success and critical acclaim of Yellowstone's 2 prequels, Series 1883 and 1923, Sheridan has also announced another prequel series titled 1944, which would expand the sprawling Western franchise even further and enrich the Dutton family's American history. In a recent exclusive 2024 interview with E.T., Costner expressed that he was expecting the series to run for 7 seasons with John Dutton still in the spotlight. "I'd like to be able to do it, but we haven't been able to. I thought we were going to make 7 seasons, but right now we're at 5. While it's unclear whether Sheridan will kill off Dutton in the final 6 episodes of Yellowstone, he could also leave the door open to have Costner guest star in the sequel series 2024, which would likely be a monumental moment for the franchise. The questions continue to pile up about Yellowstone's ending, but answers and episodes are on the horizon. In the sprawling world of Yellowstone, where horses gallop across majestic landscapes and powerful family dynamics intertwine with dangerous business deals, Taylor Sheridan had a vision. A 7-season arc that would cement Yellowstone as one of the greatest modern Western dramas of all time. What fans did not foresee was that the journey toward this planned conclusion would unfold in a way that no one, including Kevin Costner, could have predicted. Sheridan, known for his gritty storytelling and unflinching portrayal of the American West, had mapped out a grand narrative for the Dutton family. The show, which premiered in 2018, immediately captured audiences with its complex characters, intense power struggles, and breathtaking scenery. Kevin Costner, as the stoic and ambitious John Dutton, became the centerpiece of this high-stakes saga, a character who navigates both the physical and emotional landscapes of Montana while trying to preserve the family legacy. However, as Yellowstone grew in popularity, so did the behind-the-scenes drama. Sheridan's vision, which began with a singular narrative arc centered around the Duttons, began to take on new dimensions. With each season, it was clear that Yellowstone was evolving into a franchise, one that would expand beyond the boundaries of just the Dutton family's ranch and into the lives of other characters who had their own stories to tell. As Sheridan pushed forward with his plan, it became clear that Yellowstone was no longer just the Kevin Costner show. The introduction of spin-offs like 1883 and 1923, which explored the Dutton family's history and the foundation of their empire, offered a glimpse into the broader mythology that Sheridan was building. These series, both prequels to Yellowstone, served as an important part of his 7-season strategy, helping to flesh out the Dutton family legacy and introducing new characters whose lives intertwined with the central narrative in ways fans didn't expect. However, it was Yellowstone's 6th season that truly marked a turning point in the story's evolution. Sheridan, perhaps sensing the tension between Costner and the show's direction, began to shift focus away from John Dutton's character. While Costner's presence remained strong in the earlier seasons, the new direction placed more emphasis on the lives of other key characters, notably Beth Dutton, Kelly Riley, Rip Wheeler, Cole Hauser, and Jamie Dutton, Wiz Bentley. These characters, whose complexities and conflicts had been simmering beneath the surface for years, began to take center stage as the Dutton family faced even greater threats from rival landowners, politicians, and environmentalists. For Costner, this shift in focus was a challenge. As the star of the show, he had always been accustomed to being at the forefront, but now he found himself in a supporting role, one that allowed Sheridan to explore the broader tapestry of the Dutton family saga without John Dutton's looming presence overshadowing every plot point. This change wasn't simply a creative decision. It was also a reflection of the behind-the-scenes realities of the show's production. Costner's own frustrations with the pace of filming and his growing desire for more time off led to his absence from several key episodes in Season 6. Sheridan, ever the ambitious storyteller, knew that the world of Yellowstone was larger than any one actor, even Kevin Costner. He had a plan, and while it was taking unexpected twists and turns, it was still unfolding exactly as he had envisioned, just not in the way fans had imagined it. In fact, the decision to move away from Costner's central role was just another layer of the complex narrative that Sheridan had always intended to create. As Season 7 approached, it became clear that the show was gearing up for its final chapter. The Dutton family was nearing its breaking point, and the stakes had never been higher. While Joan Dutton's fate remained uncertain, Sheridan had already begun planting the seeds for the future of the franchise. The spin-offs, which had once seemed like separate entities, were now inextricably linked to the larger Yellowstone story. The Dutton legacy was evolving, and the final season was poised to close the door on one chapter while opening others. For Kevin Costner, the end of Yellowstone signified more than just the conclusion of a career-defining role. It was a symbol of the changing landscape of Hollywood, where streaming platforms and interconnected franchises were reshaping the way stories were told. While his involvement in the final season was reduced, Costner's influence on the show would be felt long after the credits rolled. His portrayal of John Dutton had become the heart of the show, and even as Sheridan turned the spotlight to other characters, it was impossible to forget the impact Costner had made on the series. Ultimately, Sheridan's 7-season plan for Yellowstone was never about any one actor or character. It was about building a world that felt as vast and untamed as the land the Duttons fought to protect. And while the show's journey may not have followed the path Costner initially expected, it became something even greater. Sheridan's world of Yellowstone was always destined to evolve, to expand, and to challenge expectations. As the Dutton saga reached its conclusion, viewers were reminded of the brutal, unrelenting nature of the American frontier, where survival is a battle fought on many fronts, against nature, against enemies, and sometimes against the very people we love. Kevin Costner may have been the face of Yellowstone in its early years, but Taylor Sheridan's vision was always destined to encompass much more. In the end, the story that unfolded was exactly as Sheridan had planned: sprawling, ambitious, and full of twists that no one could have predicted, not even Kevin Costner.